said the grand plan made her do it, huh? Jeez, kinda preachy. Keep it in the monastery, lady.
I've had enough of that for one hunt. So with that, I raise a glass of Auntie Fizzo's Crabble Juice and bid you bottoms up to your bottom line.
More quality broadcasting coming right up. This one goes out to all those aspiring to climb the rungs of their department. May you ascend swiftly through talent or guile.
Purple Berry Crunch is crispy and sweet, perfect for breakfast or an afternoon treat. Six on top or equally soft, there's always time for Purple Berry Crunch. Purple Berry Crunch, filled with decay, because it is far more authentic that way. Purple Berry Crunch is for you and for me, and as always it is parasite free. In ancient times we learned of their existence, a triangle presented by their distance. On a sea that was well known as the Aegean, discovered by and named Pythagorean.
Perhaps it would be advantageous to...
Can you give me an example that is true? Of course. A number when you square the root of 2.
Please keep your behavior within acceptable parameters.
Triangle. The smaller sides are measured both as one. The length of the longest side then cannot fully be expressed by anyone.
Freelancer, please report to your assigned area and do not interrupt current operations.
Any numbers that
I've prepared this area to the best of my ability.
Before. You are aware this is a war zone. I hope you aren't being transferred here, unless you enjoy the fine art of inventorying the entire...
Attention, Freelancer, you are currently heading into no man's land. We strongly recommend you return.
What's a number that has no ending?
Perhaps I should halt! What is your destination? Leaving with that heading will bring you in direct contact with the forces of Auntie's Choice.
Back in business. Stun weapon ready, Commander.
These numbers are so monumental. They're also known as transcendental. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Neither is Miss Russian. They're irrational, 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 irrational. Neither is Miss Russian.
awe-inspiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, and also music.
Greetings, pupils! Your always relatable Vicar Monk Sai is here to subvert expectations with an installment of Ask a Vicar that I'm calling Ask a Vicar to Ask a Presiding Bishop. That's right. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar is in the studio to answer a listener query, which I will now pose. Why are we here? Presiding Bishop, take it away.
Quite the broad question. Do we have sufficient time? It all began 13.7 billion years ago.
Your part in, Presiding Bishop, but I believe this question is a little more specific. Why are we here in Arcadia?
Ah, yes. Our presence in Arcadia is due to the friendship between the matriarch.
Think the cult's signaling that we ain't welcome here. But I ain't too keen on heeding signs.
This was more than a century ago. He had grown disillusioned with the order of scientific inquiry, which he felt had lost sight of the original vision, perfection through prediction. The matriarch appealed to his desire to return to that original vision, asking him to join her in her great enterprise. Together, they would establish a perfect society devoted to humanity's ascension. In exchange, she would finance a computronic machine that would account for every possibility, the Archive. Such a device could never be built on Earth with its paltry resources. So began our sect, the Order of the Ascendant, steadfast in our crusade to solve the universal equation in Arcadia. And that, to answer your listener's query, is why we are here.
Keep put. Much is left to come. Next up. Well, the seers among you already know.
Warrington, audio log entry 10. My orders were to watch for the enemy. Specifically, to never break line of sight to my assigned field of view. But I can hear them advancing along the shore to the south. It's fine. Others have been assigned that field of vision. This is the most efficient method of defense. Architect, they're getting closer. Perhaps I'm taking my orders too literally. I'll just peek. No. Trust in the equation. Trust in those greater than I in the order. I will keep looking forward for enemies from that vector. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I have faith that the architect...
Designed to increase energy.
This one appears to have been too terrified to even look at us. I almost feel bad killing him.
Pinnacle Crabble flavored tea.
You didn't ask for this, but you will.
From the Order of the Ascendant. Ever bear in mind, we are molecular machines. Our bodies are atoms, our minds a result of chemical reactions, our lives predestined along paths clear only in retrospect. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
That must be the N-ray range. Let's hope it doesn't look alive.
I'm accustomed to this sort of sight when I leave a facility, not when I enter one.
We can hear those wriggly little grub fingers of yours. Bring them close so we can chop them off.
.36 cubed divided by the standard rate of fluid flow, and then you multiply by, is it 30 or? Oh, hello.
This doesn't look good. Got any gauze, coagulants, maybe at least 5 tourniquets?
I was unaware that Victor, that is, Archivist Clemens, requested aid. Did he? I hope you're here to help regardless. That would be nice. Yes, of course. Such an excellent way to ground the mind when facing one's impending demise. 3 days ago, the range was inundated with fiends. Cultists, I believe. I am unaware if they're immensely foolhardy or simply mad, but they've caused no shortage of destruction. I've seen few firsthand, but that isn't because they've gone. Rather, I believe they have become visibility deficient. You can attempt such, but if my current state is any indication, the cultists are unlikely to be sporting with you.
You have tuned your
There's no such thing as invisibility. I can only theorize that their visual forms were sent out of phase when they haphazardly tampered with pressurized N-rays. It's a shame the facility is in shambles. We have an N-ray scanner device that may render the cultists far easier for one to locate.
They also taste acceptable from the Order of the Ascendant. A roguish comical remark discovered upon a chalkboard.
If I'm still alive in a week, I'll put in a suggestion to the presiding bishop that N-ray scanners be standard issue. The scanner is an optical device designed to detect electrical signals, and the N-ray is given off by all living beings. Visible or not, the cultists still give off N-rays. It was stored nearby. But with the damage to the facility, you'll likely need to use the maintenance vent on the wall there behind the screen to get anywhere near it. Oh yes. He should be below, if he's still alive. Though even if he is, I don't know what state he would be in. He seemed under immense duress before the cultists attacked, and now, well, I don't know. What happens when you pull even harder on an already taut rope? Don't worry. I'll just be here, in my deepening puddle of blood.
There's the N-ray device that Exemplar Foxworth mentioned. Hostile in proximity.
Where to go?
Been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really 2 outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information, there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy, known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped, and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of the choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected
A convoluted way to unlock a door, but
which lead
I'll
to
take
the
it.
dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty. Tragedy. A horror. A horror. The Archive will help us.
You've opened the way forward. Very good work.
Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability.
Let me handle this.
Guessing or not. Combat problem. Leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must make contribute any and all data you can collect to our archivists, and contribute to the archive.
You're looking pretty scathed, Commander.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your...
Looks like a fight.
Phenomenal. Esteemed members of the Order of the Ascendant allocated to Golden Ridge. As foreseen, recent conflicts...
Commander, your blade pulsificator at ready status.
...resulted in notable detriment, including limited...
You leave at once!
...disabling of the tramicular, and a 17.9% reduction in effective sleep cycles per evening. But before you succumb to a sense of malaise that undermines cognitive function, take heart. Additional, sharply contrasting data points. Our efforts deciphering the universal equation remain unabated. Extraction continues at Zeranium Manufactory 7, as does research at the N-Ray range. Remember, just as our calculations allow...
You cannot remain here! Complication after complication befalls this facility, and death stalks its halls. It was all well and good to end those cultists' suffering, but that was but the barest tip of the danger present in this facility. I implore you to depart.
Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are in...
I have nothing to say. You're here to stop me. But if I'm stopped, the consequences will be exponential. Oh, I don't expect people like you or Augustine to understand. My work is humane and must be finished. All else is secondary. You must remove yourself from the range. I don't want your blood on my hands, but I will spill it if you force me.
Today, I would like to talk about irresponsible spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries.
I'm disinclined for any of us to die, whatever the reasoning. That is why I must complete my work uninterrupted. I beg you, leave immediately. Remain, and you will assuredly suffer a violent demise.
After illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits. As is usual for Auntie's Choice. The purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple-berry bushes, both in the wild, on corporate farms, and even in our hydroponic collectives. Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purple-berry plant was subsequently spread throughout the colonies due to Auntie's Choice's poorly regulated interstellar shipping. Well, actually, it was due to Spacer's Choice, which somehow merged with another company to become Auntie's Choice. Honestly, these corporate interactions make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons. So I will just refer to them as Auntie's Choice going forward. That may offend some of my more literal-minded colleagues. But I digress. The purple-berry plant was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died from the most potent of discharges this documentarian has ever witnessed, in a rare Auntie's Choice lab recording in our archive, which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies.
Oh, we're definitely bringing this back to the ship. Old thing could use a touch of melodrama.
Testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purple-berry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten by a host, the microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's digestive enzymes, which trigger their hatching. These parasites enter their second stage, as spiky, worm-like creatures with outside, pincer-like mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly, ingesting tissue and blood along the entire intestinal tract. These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length, and they then seek out nearby purple-berry plants to
Victor,
lay their
I fully
eggs
understand
in
the importance of your work.
And I should add
This
that
is
the
exactly
plants are
why I
well
push you so.
fertilized in this entire
Your moral justifications for
Also,
delaying your
as the
delivery are
expelled
misguided.
contents contain
Dead is dead.
undigested purple-berry
What
seeds,
matter is it if their
the
ends come in
distribution
1
of the
minute or
plants
3?
is
If you seek to be
helping
humane in your
infected
duties,
purple-berry
fine.
plants to
So
spread
long as I get the
farther
explosives
and grow
in
better
time.
than uninfected ones.
But if we fail to
Perhaps
act, the order will be lost
careless
forever.
Auntie's Choice scientists
Collateral damage was
mislabeled
always
this
inevitable,
case of
Victor. You knew
obvious
this.
symbiosis,
And the longer
given
you
how
take
both
in
the
your
purple-berry
laboratory,
plant
the
and
greater
its
your risk of
parasite
being
are
caught becomes.
benefited by the relationship.
If that happens,
as a parasitical
you know what must be done. But
Given
I
that
should remind
initial
you that such a
classification
failure will
error,
result in
it's a
vastly more
wonder the
suffering
Auntie's
for
Choice
all parties
scientists
involved.
managed to ascertain any subsequent
We need those
safeguards at
explosives
all.
now, Victor.
After some additional
Let's finish this.
casualties, plodding Auntie's Choice field researchers discovered that co-native planetary fauna was well adapted
Victor,
to the parasite.
dead is dead.
and
But
hardly
if we
affected
fail
by
to
it
act,
to
and the
any
longer
large
you
amount. But human colonists were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of the worms, the berries, and most of the person's gastrointestinal tract. Human casualty rates were close to 100%, even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's Choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the patient except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles.
Graph's ready if you need a house call.
However, given the Pickleberry's non-zero nutritional value and growing costs, Inpatient's Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the pickleberries. So these methods were deemed
Liquidate 'em!
but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites.
Armed and ready. Find the hostile.
The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the infection. Showed the same although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were too to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers, so Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Herbivore is now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the country. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purpleberry beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, read live parasite-free. Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature.
Combatant observed.
Another reason.
You try to limit further damage, Commander.
-4 ends here.
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia. This is Grand Plan Wireless.
I hardly believe my eyes. I didn't think I would be leaving this room with all of my innards within. I see you possess our N-ray scanner. Ooh, ingenious device. If I'd had it, I may have evaded being trapped here. Oh, I shouldn't have had to worry. Damn that Victor, and damn his hubris. Fitting that his experiment would cause so much strife, that he would be untouched by the ensuing pandemonium.
No. Our presiding bishop never met the matriarch, but
Pardon my excitement. It's been an eventful day. I don't know the specifics, only that Victor was performing a procedure utilizing processed N-rays. When those cultists flooded the range, they damaged the N-ray canisters. In the ensuing chaos, Victor's experiment was destroyed. I know some cultists were killed, but many more still live, moving unseen through the range.
superior to all bishops before her. Cite her theses with confidence.
Because he refused to follow procedure. He didn't take an assistant or allow anyone to see his data, and now it's all consigned to oblivion. What a waste.
Stay tuned for what follows.
There's no such thing as invisibility. The cultists are out of phase. Also, I strongly recommend against exposing yourself to processed N-rays. Most of the cultists died immediately upon exposure, and according to past experiments, those that haven't are experiencing accelerated organ liquefaction. But if you're not attached to the solid state of your organs, I suppose it might be nice to be less visible for a few hours. Although it requires further investigation and experimentation, out of phase refers to a shift in the dimensional presence of these cultists. They are physically here, but only partially, hence their unseen state. It's fascinating. But the outstanding fear for my life has made it difficult to think scientifically. Oh, believe me, this is more excitement than I ever wanted. I shall.
song from a composer predicted to have water this year.
Is over. Please. My entreaties were never going to pierce your stubborn will. Not when we spoke before, not when you reached my traps. I should have guessed. There is but one option left to me. To save Arcadia, to ensure the future, we must both die. Because the Order cannot be hindered by war or by compromise. Any obstacles must be removed, as much as I regret the need to do so. If DeVries does not receive my explosive, she will resort to a violent assault. Many will die, pointlessly, and in agony. I can at least deliver them an instant, painless death. I thought this explosive vest would be an unnecessary precaution. All I can hope is that by blasting us both from the field of play, the Order shall find its way to truth. Want has nothing to do with it. I have very specific instructions on how to proceed in the face of contingencies such as yourself. And you cannot possibly understand whether I am or am not capable of martyrdom. You do not know my depth of character. At the end of all things, my decisions were predestined. I am not at liberty to divulge the reasoning behind my actions. You're not with the Order. You cannot understand why this would be. Could I explain, the words would be lost on you.
I beg to differ. I'd likely understand any analytical or theoretical justification you claim to have better than you do, scientician.
I heard tell of an Order operative recently being spotted in the field. A legendary figure who'd been absent for years. One who'd be eminently capable of understanding the difficult decisions that must be made for humankind's ascension. That's you, isn't it? The endpoint?
Cloister and Eden. Since it's become the principal power source for all recognized...
You are correct, Victor. I am the endpoint, and I am well equipped to understand your reasoning, should it be sound.
Very well, very well. I can spare words with you, explain my perspective. It won't prevent me from doing what I must. If the Order is not prevented from reaching its true potential and solves the universal equation, all scientific uncertainty and any associated suffering will end.
Methodological experiments with extraction, refinement, and processing, from the harvesting of liquid uranium to grinding of crystals for higher yields. Now,
Enough! You're clearly trying to deceive me, but I shall delay my action no further!
safely and at a end message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." That apparently was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
And now, additional data and or music determined to facilitate cognition. And now, a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
My fellow Loyalists, it is time. Due to the Earth Directorate operatives' continued meddling, we must increment our timetable by a factor of hours, not days. Accordingly, our forces have taken over the monastery. Those I predetermined to be resilient to reason have been executed. The rest should not cause us trouble. I have locked the lift to prevent the agent from reaching the monastery, but the following code will grant you access. 34145. I will continue my work from here, supplying Augustine with everything she needs for our plan to succeed, and delaying the agent as I'm able to. May the results of our actions today secure a more prosperous tomorrow for our sacred order.
Swear I can't lie low for 20 years without everything in the order falling apart. Well, suppose we better head to the monastery now, yes?
I can count on you, you can count on me. We're the golden ratio, geometric harmony. When our theories are challenged, when we stare down peer review, you can count on me, and I can count on you.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
You too can reach the pinnacle of refreshment with Omega Point Tea. Available in standard and recaffeinated versions. A taste this transcendent can only be formulated by the Order of the Ascendant.
always remember, every moment, every minute calculation brings us closer to solving the universal equation. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to the paradigm is a self-centered
Grand Archagent! Oh, thank good odds and high probabilities you're back. There's been an incident. A rogue faction has taken over the monastery. My seer, Seer Wily, is trapped up there with other hostages of the Order. To make matters worse, my access code's not working. Without it, I've no way of calling the lift. No, I've known Landon for years. You must be mistaken. Cruelty for cruelty's sake. I thought you above that. If what you say is true, that is damning evidence indeed. But why would he do it? Align himself against the Order? Against a friend? That's a serious accusation. Why would I do such a thing? Far from it. I celebrate Wily's gifts. I recognize he's a far superior scholar than I'll ever be. No, I can't discuss this right now. The monastery. The truth is, I held Wily back. I kept him from advancing for my own selfish gains by spreading lies and false concern over his competence behind his back. But I needed him. I still need him. I'm not the savant he is, never have been. If he'd advanced beyond his current role, my deficiencies would have been made manifest to all. I'm sorry, but we really haven't the time to litigate this issue further. In case I didn't make it clear before, the monastery is currently in jeopardy. Peace talks. Yes, Ruth informed me, but how did you learn of them? No one outside a select circle are supposed to be aware they're happening. Now is not the time for jokes! Representatives of Auntie's Choice in the Order are meeting to discuss an armistice and possible collaboration. It's an unprecedented opportunity to shorten this war. I know I mentioned it before, but compartmentalization is crucial to the success of most of the Order's operations. I wish I could offer more details than that. If this De Vries is responsible, then I agree with your objective. But don't forget the innocents caught in the middle. They need your help too. But I'm afraid I won't be accompanying you. I can't be sure my presence wouldn't alter the outcome of your efforts in prodigious and unforeseen ways. I have full confidence in your skills. You are an Earth Directorate agent, after all. For myself, I regret to say I'm a peacetime abbot. I was never meant to navigate a war. Once you reach the monastery, make your way to the observatory. If the conspirators are seeking the coordinates of the talks, no doubt their efforts will be concentrated there. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
Deterrence and Obviation has posted the following for venturesome pursuers of justice and fortune. A bounty for the lives of Edward and Morton Dunsany, robbers and raiders last known to be operating out of the former Protectorate compound, Guardian Estates. Bounty for the life of Jan Dunsany, notorious bushman.
Looks like the traders are holed up in the monastery.
The Oracle.
So much for piety.
Right? You...
Ample rewards to be collected upon completion at the bounty posted site at Matriarch's Mercy.
I am 100% certain that its pencil strength is marginally greater than that of
Further beneficial content soon follow. The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
Generating crimes, techniques, and uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 40. Please continue to enjoy the background music.
Think when we kick his head in, it'll be simple enough for him to understand?
Nothing occurs. My name is Ken Beck, and I am the Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a course in remedial numismatics for those new to the order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that
My aftermarket parts are prime.
still in diapers. But no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe it.
Bat and scan.
So, prime number. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than then a prime is any number in the set N2.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Uplifting, almost ascendant, but not redundant. Side note, I am frequently
Target analyzed.
why isn't
Lay down fire.
a number since nothing can be divided other than itself? And the question is simple, you silly lay person. With such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else would be a prime number.
Go for torpification.
What good are prime numbers? You ask? What good are Why would we not define and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract negative and would be
Have a fix on their weaknesses.
There are also, say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of cartridges.
Recharge incomplete. Patience. Still recharging. Let's get you healed.
Ultra-efficient databricks, as well as using prime numbers and memory stores for corruption, lest its calculations be tainted by such.
Check your
But if you
scopes for
strive to
combatant
become a
analysis.
nuministics researcher,
Time to earn
there
my
are
commission.
several open questions in the area of prime number study. One such question is this: is every even member of the set N the sum of two primes? It seems to be so, but no one has ever proven this. Similarly, are there an infinite number of prime pairs that differ by only 2 in their value? That seems unlikely, but we have been unable to find an upper limit. Perhaps you could discuss and become the next senior numismatic order of the ascendant.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Dare I say, elegant goal. Good disquisitions to you all, and
Target
analyzed.
Lay down fire.
Repudiating our forecasts and relevant
Standing by to stupefy. Breath tingling. All charged up.
A general reminder for the
Combatant scan.
Monitor your step when traversing between academical appointments. Do not read and walk. The localized dimensional terror. They also attract bloodthirsty
Architect's
zealots. Said zealots are equally lethal
Armed
to
conflicts are not the inevitability you are making them out to be, Anya, but rather the result of a populace failing to adhere to scientism's stoic imperative.
Oh, and I suppose we're going to pretend the second pillar doesn't exist. I must have just imagined reading Alfred Long's 75 thesis on determinism then.
Anchorites. Be warned. Any conversation with these two may prove pedantic.
and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Next up, well,
Oh dear. Perhaps I should have explained what an anchorite is.
As your friend has correctly determined, we are anchorites, here by choice. This is where we conduct our divine calling, debating scientific precept and theory. Actually, an outside opinion might be useful at this juncture. Our current topic is whether war is ever justified. For the sake of time, please keep your answer brief. And how do you predetermine the harm of action against the harm of inaction?
We make those estimates all the time. That's the whole reason we employ seers.
We're going in circles again. If only we had access to the materials we requested, perhaps we could settle this debate.
Lack of a door, for starters.
You're currently standing outside of an anchor hold. My colleague and I have chosen to permanently enclose ourselves within this cell to lead a life of concentrated purpose. As anchorites of the Order, it is our duty to postulate on the universe's perplexities for the benefit of observers. In this way, we advance the plan through empirical knowledge.
Who's to say we haven't tried?
My colleague is joking. The answer to your question is simple. All anchorites undergo extensive testing before being admitted to such a calling. You might say we are compatible. We observe periods of rest like all living creatures, but otherwise, yes. When in conversation, we welcome all to attend and learn.
We have privacy curtains. It's less trouble than you're making it out to be.
Thank you. That is the intention.
I need the book Only Real Numbers, The Casualties of Appeasement by Exemplar Kwong. Second edition, not the first. That's important.
And I require Archidus Mahler's dissertation on de-escalation theory. You should be able to locate both pieces of scholarship in the scriptorium. I'd also caution against borrowing additional titles. The scribes are absolute fusspots when their work goes missing. I'm sure I have no notion of what you're referring to.
Good for him. About time someone put theory into application.
What my colleague means is Landon Wiley is among our most gifted and dedicated seers. Whatever actions he's taken must be in service of the plan. I do hope no one's been hurt, though. I see. That is distressing to hear. But as we in the Order like to say, the plan actuates by deliberate means. Let us hope this conflict resolves itself soon.
Augustine? Sure. She's got a mind for provocative hypotheticals. Asked a lot more interesting questions than we normally get.
I will add it has been some time since we last saw her. Not since before the schism, in fact. Why do you ask?
Augustine was obsessed with the rift. She wanted to know all the potential routes the Order might take to deal with it. We explained that the rift is an aberration of the plan's natural order, corrupting time and space and creating uncertainty. Consequently, all efforts should be made to close it.
Apologies, but gossip doesn't fall under our purview. We've secluded ourselves here to avoid such distractions, so I would thank you to exclude us from any remote drama. Much appreciated. We'll present our final arguments once you've returned with the research.
Creativity and focus.
Ascendant anti-morbidic soda. None of the calories with none of the flavor.
From the Order of the Ascendant. In times of peril, remind yourself, contentment is found by accepting your role in the grand plan. Understanding your place, knowing your course, removes all worry and doubt.
Those junction boxes look familiar. The N-ray scanner should show how they're wired.
Found another one. Damn it. I knew there'd be a high probability of fighting, but I didn't think. Terminating unproductive document. Every corpse you find so we have an accurate head count later. Huh? Assessing.
Looks like a fight!
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Hate to ask for help.
I have a fix on Torpificator is charged. Can't attack what's not there.
Catch me up, then we'll talk.
Apologies. But no target, no attack.
Re-engaging.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Reacquiring target.
Re-engaging.
Present coordinates yield diminishing return.
Combatant scan.
Atone for your logical fallacies.
Nice wiring. I thought these folk were supposed to work smarter.
You are listening to Grand Plan Wireless, Arcadia's voice of reason.
Mr. students, even your favorite Vicar Mogsaisai needs an occasional sabbatical from providing around-the-clock enlightenment. But don't fret. I've enlisted a qualified substitute, Presiding Bishop Ruth Basari. Here she is to field today's query. Why did the Order of the Ascendant split from the Order of Scientific Inquiry? Presiding Bishop, if you please.
I can answer that quite succinctly. Because the OSI had become corrupted. Oh, it started with good intentions. Just a small work group studying the predictive framework of the universe. They published some noteworthy papers, a few good dissertations. Then the charismatic mathematician began making his breakthroughs in theoretical mathematics, elevating OSI's predictive pursuit of perfection to a theology, scientism. That attracted outside interests. OSI once struggled to keep the lights on, but suddenly it had corporate suitors seeking to capitalize on scientism, to control the future. Ascension for all humanity was no longer OSI's primary mission. Most regrettably, our sacred tenets fell by the wayside. So when the matriarch offered our first presiding bishop the opportunity to solve the equation here in Arcadia, and for the right reasons, he took it. Our sect split, and thus was the Order of the Ascendant formed.
If you're feeling anxious about what's next, just wait. Things to come have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
1, 2, 3, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Function F to the n equaling our starting 10. Function Fn minus 1 plus the F minus 2. In all cases that we know, starting where n is so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers. Gives us a graph that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci, from Liber Abaci.
Have you acquired the scholarship we asked for? You're in luck. I just finished my third reread of it. Chapter 47 is a real treat. When we're finished speaking, I'll put it in the collection drawer. But do take care with it, especially around the bath. We lose more good books that way. Much appreciated.
It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely define the recurrence relation. It's Fibonacci, from Liber Abaci.
The Fibonacci sequence is a sequence in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 1, 44, and so on and so forth.
Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci, from Liber Abaci.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Above average scienticians acknowledge the value of Cantor dust.
The uncountably best salt substitute from the Order of the Ascendant. Just 37A, be like the Minus operator and make a difference today. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues?
Will be
Liquidate 'em!
It's the unknown variable!
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Provocation in progress.
Gas still recharging! Happy to help! History! To the rescue! Sight unseen!
eliminate the target.
This is one of our products. You know, market research says that a populace is more likely to tolerate new leadership if given appealing merchandise. Maybe it's working.
With the primitive minds of Auntie's choice. This must be defensive, whatever the cost, or humanity's descendants will be forestalled by centuries, if not millennia. Stalwart agent arrives. I need more time to finish my work, so I've prepared a choice for you. The hostages in the card press before you will die unless you intervene. If you go through the door on the right, you'll find the means to save them by solving a simple puzzle. Leave through the other door, however, and they will die, screaming in abject terror. But how could you call yourself an Earth Directorate agent if you allowed that to transpire?
I know a stall tactic when I see one. Calls on you, though, dear. Entirely depends on your priorities. My former department would say keeping on mission is of paramount importance. But I no longer think I agree.
Look, whatever the Seer and DeVries are doing, we'll have time to sort it out later. These folk don't have that kind of time.
Irrationality is good for the workflow. How can that be? How can that be?
And what if it isn't a bluff, huh? Is chasing after the Seer more important than saving lives? Think on it.
No need for misplaced optimism. Simply accept the cost and move forward. This would be the scriptorium Anchorus, Brun, and Chow mentioned earlier. Should we fetch them their texts? Facilitate their malfunctional behavior further?
That you must confess. Irrationality is a part of our progress.
Well, that's one place to put a safe. Reckon it's part of Wiley's puzzle somehow.
Another without end. Evokes a result, correct in the dividend. Accept it, and you can plainly see a positive externality.
I have a growing suspicion the Seer's been overindulging in Aetherwave cereals.
You can plainly see accepted in this infinity. Can it be a positive externality? One thing, the irrational term accepted in the calculation. Can it be? Can result in explanation. How can that be? How can that be? How can that be?
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension.
Abbot Newell here to impart a message of significant value, conveyed to me by Alexandra Monastery's most trusted conjecturer, Seer Wiley. To all those tossed hither and thither by war's perilous fluctuations, the Order invites you to seek stability and shelter in Matriarch's mercy. I humbly return you now to the previously scheduled program. This is Abbot Newell of Alexandra Monastery, signing off. How was that, Wiley? What? It's still recording? Oh, how do I stop the...
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." Oh, that apparently was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
Continue. It's a brawl! The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive.
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Threat detected.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Multiplicator and ready scattered. Move on.
message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." That apparently was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition.
Armed and ready. Let me handle this. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Commander, you're bleeding. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Combatant scanned. Torpificator at ready status. My aftermarket parts are Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Into my computronic system would my postcard face reject?
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Love does not compute. The variables seem
Combatant scanned.
love does not compute. If all matter has mass, thus exerts attraction. Could I bear love's weight and measure, or be crushed beneath abstraction? Can I calculate truth or assumption? We're fluid in a constant function. Love does not
Liquidate. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander.
Tingling. All charged up. Narrowing the... You're looking pretty skeeved, Commander. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Your contact.
The coordinates yield diminishing returns.
Looks like a fight. Yeah. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
And now, constructual voracious statements regarding products researched and designed to
Lay low, Commander. Medic's order.
efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Standing by to stupefy. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Combat problem.
Seeking safe
Be like the moves operating.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Still recharging. To the rescue. Sight unseen. Let's get you healed. Medic, please. intentions.
Recharging as fast as I can, Commander!
Look alive, Commander.
So, time to decide. Do we fall back now to save the hostages? We enter the observatory, the Seer's death trap will snap shut.
Damn DeVries and her lackeys, putting us and those innocent folk in this situation. It's sick, but they'll answer for it.
Remember, you didn't kill those people. Seer Wiley did. You focused on our goal, despite any effort to deter us.
Our goal should be to pull folk out of harm's way, not pass them by with a shrug.
Get to the point and do not vacillate.